What's going on, everyone? I'm at Parcero Philly, uniting all through sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. And today, we are continuing uniting all soccer fans in the city of Philadelphia, whether you are an MLS person, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Champions League, whatever it is, we are here to talk about it all, guys. And again, today, we're going to discuss the 5 things that caught my eye in the week that was of World Soccer. But sit back and hang tight, guys, because that's all coming up next, and you don't want to miss this here. Let's get this guy. Yeah. All right, guys, the first thing that caught my eye in the world of World Soccer is we are back to Champions League, guys. Some of my favorite soccer is being played in this league right now. And guys, you really do not want to miss any of these games. So we are now down to round 2. Every team in each group had played each other once, and now it is the rematch of each and every one of those games. And guys, the first roundup of games in round 2 are going to be exciting, to say the least. Let's just look real quick at each group briefly and see what matchups this week are really going to catch everyone's eye and are really going to be exciting. Now in Group A, as I expected, PSG would run away with this league. There was no other team in this group that would be able to take over PSG. They are running away with it. They will be kicking off with Club Brugge on Wednesday. I really think PSG is going to run away with this. They might sweep this whole group here. Real Madrid, they have their own issues to deal with, and it's been the same issue since Cristiano Ronaldo left for Juventus, and they really have not been able to find a way to play as a team. This was a team that was used to just relying on Cristiano Ronaldo, and yet almost 2 years later, they have yet to find a way to replace his production. They will face off against Galatasaray on Tuesday, a Galatasaray team who unfortunately has been missing out with my Parcero, Radamel Falcao, the Colombian legend, has been dealing with injuries just like the rest of his career has. The story of Radamel's career, to be honest with you guys. And unfortunately, Galatasaray are dealing with the absence of Falcao. And right now, guys, they are sitting in dead last place. I really hope, Galatasaray, the way they received Falcao was so special, even for a passionate Colombian fan like myself. So great to see. I really hope he comes back healthy, and I really hope they can at least try to finish third. That's possible. All right, and Group B was thought to be a group that would be run away by both Bayern Munich and Tottenham, but Red Star Belgrade, a team I've constantly reminded you guys about to keep an eye out, might make a little run here if Tottenham is not careful. With Spurs, as we all know, they have really fallen in the Premier League. They have not been playing up to par like they have been in the past couple of years. It has been tough times at White Hart Lane for right now, but I definitely think that, they are still in second place, just 1 point ahead of Red Star Belgrade. I definitely think that they will have enough to get advanced in the next round. And Bayern Munich, we will discuss them in a second, but they're going through managerial change. Still, there's a lot of talent on that team. There is no reason why they should win this group. Bayern and Olympiacos will battle out on Wednesday, while Tottenham and Red Star Belgrade will battle out on Tuesday for what looks like to be the leader in second place for right now. But definitely keep an eye out for that Red Star and Tottenham match. Should be fun. Should be. Now, Group C, guys, is the group that I really did not see coming. That is because Atalanta, the cardiac boys from Bergamo, have absolutely dropped a dud in this Champions League. Not even being able to concede 1 point, losing all 3 of their matches. They are going into this next round of matches with 0 points. This is a team that in Serie A show up week in and week out despite the circumstances, despite the result, despite who they're playing. They find a way to prevail, and that was the formula we saw last season, which got them into 3rd place, and that is the formula we've seen so far this season that is, giving them a chance to compete for Scudetti this season. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the bright lights of Champions League or the expectation of trying to prevail for Serie A, but Atalanta cannot figure it out. And Atalanta is going to face off against Manchester City on Wednesday at the San Siro. And that's really been an issue for them as well. Listen, San Siro, great soccer grounds to play soccer in. Don't get me wrong. But it is not the home of Atalanta. Atalanta needs to be playing in the Stadio Atleti. And I understand the restrictions that, there is for the Stadio Atleti in Champions League, but I would have loved to see Stadio Atleti on a Champions League night, but they're going to have to work their magic at the San Siro, and we will see what happens. I will keep my eye on it. I'm putting my hope that Atalanta will find a way to bounce back, steal a point at least from Manchester City, and we'll see what happens from there. Obviously, Duvan Zapata and Luis Muriel, I'm rooting for you too. Come on, Atalanta. And Dinamo Zagreb and Shakhtar Donetsk will face off on Wednesday as well. And that right now is looking like the battle for second place. Who would have thought that? But that should be a fun matchup to watch as well. In Group D, as we all expected, it would be an all-out brawl between Juve and Atleti for who would finish in first place. And right now, those two are tied in first with 7 points, and it looks like these two will be the teams that will move forward. Juve will play Lokomotiv Moscow again on Wednesday, while Atleti face off against Bayern Leverkusen on Wednesday as well. In Group E, we got my Napoli here, and so far right now, my Nerazzurri is on top of this group with 7 points. They did get the crucial win at home against Liverpool to put them a point ahead of Liverpool, with Liverpool sitting in second with 6 points. Now Napoli face off against the energy drink team from Salzburg on Tuesday afternoon, and Salzburg gave everything they could against us in the last matchup we faced off against them. It'll be crucial because Napoli are not playing in good form in Serie A to walk away here at home with a big W for Napoli. All of us in Napoli Nation will be looking forward to that last game in this group, which will be against Liverpool. I know us and Liverpool will more than likely move on to the next round, but guys, I do not want to lose at the Anfield again. Liverpool will also face off against Ghent on Tuesday afternoon as well. Alright, in Group F, the group of death, and it's been like that so far, with Barcelona leading this group with 8 points, while Inter and Dortmund, who play on Tuesday for the bragging rights of second place for right now, that first game was pretty damn good, and now this second game is going to be even better. It's going to be hard for Inter as they have to travel to Dortmund, but it should be a fun match to say the least. Those two tied in second with 4 points, while unfortunately Slavia Prague, the lone team from Czech, are sitting in last place and are just praying for mercy right now. They got 2 points and are facing off against Barca, one of the first games of Champions League on Tuesday. Hopefully Barca take it easy on Prague. Alright, Group G, a little bit of a surprise we got here. That energy drink team from Leipzig, god damn, I hate Red Bull. They are leading this group with 9 points. They're looking really good right now. While you got Zenit and Lyon, the two teams I thought would move on to the next round, are sitting in tied for second with 4 points. While Benfica sitting in dead last with 3 points, they're more likely going to stay there. I still think Leipzig's got this all wrapped up, but I still think Zenit may go on to the next round. There's too much talent on the team for it not to happen. We'll see what Zenit can do because they're going to face off against that first place team against Leipzig. Let's see if they can get some bragging rights back and try to make a run at trying to get that first place spot. They will face off against RB Leipzig on Tuesday, while Lyon and Benfica will face off on Tuesday as well. Alright guys, let's move on to the last group. We have Group H, and a little bit of a surprise. We got Chelsea atop here with 6 points. Frank Lampard and this Chelsea team have finally found their stride quicker than anticipated, and they're tied in first with Ajax in this group, and they will both face off on Tuesday as well. That should be fun. A little U.S. men's national team flair in that one with Christian Pulisic on the Chelsea side, who's starting to find his form just like Chelsea. And then there's Serginho Dest, who has announced that he will go full-time with the U.S. men's national team to play with them. That is a matchup I definitely will be watching. And then also we have Valencia versus Lille, and they will play off on Tuesday as well. Champions League, as always, has been exciting, guys. Guys, the best part about this league, it's absolutely open for anyone to win. There's at least 6 or 7 teams that could honestly make a run and win this competition. We're looking forward to all these games, guys, but Champions League is as good per usual, guys. But let's move on to the next topic that caught my eye this past week, and that is the jersey I have on. Because my Napoli guys are not playing up to potential right now. A lot of fingers being pointed. There's a lot of tension going on down in southern Italy, and begs the question, is Mr. Carlo Ancelotti on the hot seat, guys? I, for one, was super excited when we appointed Carlo Ancelotti as the next manager of Napoli. We just went through some of the best moments in Napoli history with Maurizio Sarri. Although they didn't win the illustrious Scudetti that they have been dying to get since 1990. It was fun football to watch, and there was a lot of success on the pitch as well. With the Carlo Ancelotti Napoli, definitely there is respect being given to Napoli due to the Sarri days, and as well, Ancelotti is a well-respected manager around the world, but a lot of people can argue that Napoli's performance has dipped since Ancelotti's been appointed the manager. No more of the beautiful style of football that we are used to seeing with Napoli. And one can say that they looked better with Sarri as the manager. But guys, I for one am not losing faith in Carlo Ancelotti. This is a guy that's won in essentially every single major league in the world. Man's won in the Premier League. Man's won in Serie A with Milan. Man's won in Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. Man's won in La Liga with Real Madrid. And man has won in Ligue 1 with PSG. Although, you know, every manager wins with PSG in Ligue 1. But despite that, my man has won in every single stop he has been to. But now here with Napoli, this is going to be the biggest challenge of his career. Can he turn this Napoli team around? There is talent on this team, but one can wonder, his last stop before Napoli, Bayern, did not end in the right way as he got sacked. Now here with Napoli, he has definitely bumped heads with even our captain Lorenzo Insigne. He's had issues with Arcoduzi's Milik. Not to say that this dressing room has been dysfunctional, but the one singular moment when you look at Napoli, and that was the loss in Anfield last season against Liverpool. That team was not the same after that. Matches where you thought they would have won, they didn't. There was no one who stepped up to make a big play for Napoli. I'm not giving up here on Carlo Ancelotti, but it is definitely something to look into. And we saw, you know, our president Aurelio De Laurentiis already say that this week he's asked for extra practice time. He's being frustrated as well. He feels as if this team should not just be showing up for Champions League. This team needs to also win in Serie A as well. That is why he pays these guys to do what they do. Serie A and Champions League are equally as important. You gotta win in both leagues. We will see what happens this week. Obviously, I definitely think they will take care of business against Salzburg, but Saturday, matchup against Genoa, a team that actually plays us pretty hard every time we play them. We need to put them away. I'll keep my eye on Napoli. Alright, well, let's just move on to the next topic that is on my mind, and let's focus on Carlos Ancelotti's previous team before Napoli, and that is Bayern Munich. After 2 seasons ago, have now gone through 2 different managers, and now are looking for their 3rd manager as they fired Niko Kovac, who couldn't finish out his 2nd year as the Bayern Munich manager. We all know Kovac's work that he did with Eintracht Frankfurt, taking Eintracht Frankfurt to a place they haven't been to in a long time, building one of the most memorable teams, probably one of the most dangerous front lines we have ever seen in Rebic, Haller, and of course Jokic. With Kevin Prince Boateng, that team was able to beat my Bayern Munich team before he would leave Frankfurt in the DFB Pokal Cup. A very big deal in Germany. However, though, he wasn't able to find the same success and the same magic that he had with Frankfurt in Bayern Munich. The hope was that he would be able to bring his touch and his ability to bring the most out of teams in Europe for Bayern Munich who are trying to get back to the days of European success. Now, obviously, me personally, I have my own thoughts of Kovac. Obviously, he had one of the best Colombian players on his team in James Rodriguez, and personally, if you ask me and most Colombians, he did not use him to his highest potential. But guys, let's just look at this in a bigger picture. Was the issues of Bayern Munich Kovac's problem? Maybe. But the reason for his firing is simply because you look at the Bundesliga standings and Bayern are now in 4th place, and some might say, you know, Bayern might be overreacting a little bit, but, you know, obviously the issues stem deeper than this table in the Bundesliga. The expectations of Bayern are super high, and now with every manager that walks into Bayern Munich, they're always going to be judged upon Pep Guardiola, who's one of the best to ever do it. There's still a lot of Pep Guardiola players on this team as well. But if we're being honest, guys, Bayern needs to get back to the days of when they were having success in Europe. You know, where the team that was back then with Schweinsteiger, Müller, Ribery, Boateng, Neuer. Obviously, some of those players are still with Bayern, but there's not that tight-knit team that you knew. It doesn't feel like that same Bayern team. It's not a set style with this team. There's not an emphasis on team play with this team. It's just a bunch of talented dudes that go out there and try to win. Now the next manager who takes over for this team, obviously they're looking for a name to fill in the shoes of the Bayern manager. But Bayern, honestly, are just missing the identity look that they used to have, and they gotta find that before they're going to look for a manager and look for sustained success. We will see what happens with Bayern, but me who roots for Werder Bremen in Bundesliga, I'm kind of happy to see this. Alright guys, we have to head back to Italy for the next topic, and it's really something that hurts me deeply. Guys, I'm going to be 100% real and honest, like I always am, but more so right now. Guys, we had another incident of racism in Serie A with Brescia versus Hellas Verona. And in this instance, guys, we had one of Italy's own, Mario Balotelli, who's had success with the Azzurri, unfortunately had to deal with racism in this match. And unfortunately, Mario's incident would be spotlighted worldwide, as each week there's a different incident in Serie A in a different city, actions of racism, and it's really putting a black eye on Serie A. Mario Balotelli stopped the match after he heard some racist sounds, which pretty much were monkey sounds thrown his way. He would stop play and actually kick the ball in the stands. And he almost left the pitch, but luckily he had his teammates to calm him down. But guys, racism has no place in this game, let alone in this world, to say the least. And it's every week. This week was Hellas Verona. We also heard the Roma fans chant out some pretty nasty stuff to Napoli in the Derby del Sud this week as well. Whether it was Lazzilis walking down Glasgow, the Cagliari fans, the Juve fans, the Inter fans, like this mentality and these actions have to stop. I'm being real with you guys. I love calcio. It is my favorite league to watch, but it is so hard to stand behind this league, to continue supporting this league when you continuously see these racist acts. It has no place in this game, and quite honestly, it makes me sick to the point that I'm considering not watching Serie A, and that is so hard for me to say because I love Napoli, and honestly, Napoli have been one of the more model organizations in Italy when it comes to this racism, but something has to be done. Now, there's some clubs that are handing down suspensions to fans, and I applaud that, but make a bigger impact, guys. Cracking down on these fans, something drastic needs to happen for sure. These racist acts got to stop. All right, guys, let's end this on a little bit of a brighter note, despite who you talk to. But guys, honestly, Manchester United is on my mind because, guys, this is a storied club that we have in world soccer, and they're going through some seriously hard times right now. Again, they lost against the Cherries in Bournemouth. Now, let me tell you this: Bournemouth is definitely a team that you should not be sleeping on. They are a hard-working team, but guys, you are Manchester United. You should not be losing to Bournemouth, especially a match that was so tight. This team lacks an identity. This team lacks personality. When you're down, there's no one really to step up, and Ole Gunnarsson, might be an issue as well, but something drastic has to happen in Manchester United. The days of Sir Alex Ferguson with David Beckham and Peter Scholes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, those days are really long and gone. And I don't know what Man U has to do. It's not like they haven't spent money. Obviously, they gave a shitload of money to Harry Maguire to play for them. And this is really interesting, and we will see what will happen. Can Man U even qualify for Europa League? That is something you really have to ask now. Man U's next game is against Brighton. One has to wonder, are they going to drop another dud as well? All right, before we discuss standings and matchups to look at for this upcoming week in the four major leagues, guys, last week I picked some pretty good games to watch, and I was pretty accurate on all of them. Everton and Tottenham was as advertised, and you know what? Prayers go out to Andre Gomes. That was an absolute horrific injury, and as someone who roots for Everton, he's going to be a huge loss. He is one bright spot that team has, but hope for a quick recovery. But guys, that was a great game. It came legit down to the wire, and both teams walked away with a point. That was fun to watch. Sevilla and Atletico Madrid, those two teams always give you a good match to watch. That would also end in a 1-1 draw. Eintracht Frankfurt and Bayern Munich, guys, I told you there was 3 good matchups, but the one I was going to watch was Frankfurt and Bayern Munich. And shout out to my boys, the Soccer Cooligans, who made an appearance at that game. And they might have been the bad luck for Bayern Munich because Frankfurt put the nail on Kovac's coffin, losing 5-1. Oof. I did not predict that scoreline at all, but that was a great game to watch. And then obviously Roma-Napoli, Roma finally got to revenge on us. Damn, that was a rough loss, but it was a 2-1 win for Roma. A little controversial play as well, but I was pretty good at them. Let's see who I picked this week. But let's first off look at the standings in the Premier League. And Man City's catching up a little bit. They are now 6 points behind Liverpool, who still are finding ways to win. Sheffield United is making another rise again. They are now in 6th place with 16 points. That's definitely a team to watch. I don't know what's going on down there, but they are finding a way to win. Obviously, other surprises, Brighton in 8th. Brighton moved up to the top 10 with 15 points in 8th place. Man U have fallen to 10th with 13, while Tottenham are right behind them with 13 as well. Not looking so good for those two top clubs. And my Everton they're in that relegation zone. They're in 17th place right now. They're still clear, but man, I'm going to continue saying it. Sack Silva. There's a lot of good matchups in this Premier League match week. Obviously, Sheffield and Tottenham is going to be a great game in my opinion. We will see how legit Sheffield United is versus a Tottenham team who is reeling right now in Premier League. That should be a great battle to watch. We also have Arsenal and Leicester City. You know, those are two teams that are battling for Champions League spots pretty early right now in the season. I think that's going to be a great match and a great test for Leicester City here to see if they are legit or not. But guys, the matchup we're all going to be watching, let's be real here, it is first versus second, Liverpool versus City, Reds versus Blues. And guys, these are always great matches to watch. These have been the premier clubs in the Premier League over the past couple of seasons. And we'll see what kind of battle we get. I don't think anyone's going to win here. I think it's going to be a draw, but we will see. But that is the one match I will keep my eye on in this Premier League week. In Serie A this week, the surprise has been Roma. With the win against Napoli, are now in 3rd place. And guys, Zaniolo has really put this team on his back. He's showing he is a superstar in the making. Lazio also jumped ahead for 4th place, sitting right behind Roma. The two teams from the capital are surprising us so far right now. Cagliari, who have been playing quietly really good this season, are in 6th place right now with 21 points. And unfortunately, my Napoli, I've dropped now to 7th place. Oh my god, so hard to say with 18 points, but it's still really early. Anything can happen, and I have faith Napoli is going to find their form and going to get back in that Champions League zone. Just sit back and hang tight, Partenopes. Milan is climbing up. They're now in 11th place with 13 points. Hopefully with Pioli, they can continue to keep rising. And Sampdoria, Ranieri have been able to rise up, still in the relegation zone, but now are 18th place. It really looks like the end of the season is going to come down to Juve and Inter for the winner of the Scudetti this season. Alright, and the matchup I'll be looking forward to this weekend is, it's obvious, guys. Juve versus Milan. Always great games to watch. You know, this isn't the same Juve Milan that we are used to, but it's still going to be a fun match, and we will see where Milan is right now. There's still a lot of youth on that team, but can these guys rise up to the occasion? Can Pioli get these guys ready to play off against Juve? We will see, but I'll keep my eyes on this week. Alright guys, in La Liga, Real Madrid have found a way to get up to 2nd place right now. They are right behind Barcelona with 22 points. Real Sociedad is staying up the top as well. The young upstart, the young club from Basque country are surprising all of us right now, and they're tied for 2nd with Real Madrid with 22 points. We'll see how far this Sociedad team can go. Getafe, I've been surprising some teams as well, as they're sitting in 7th place with 19 points. And Real Betis, who were sitting in relegation zone, looking like they were about to sack their manager, have now risen up to 15 after they drew against Real Madrid and at 13 points. Alright guys, the matchup I'm going to be watching this week is the Battle of the City of Sevilla. We got Sevilla FC facing off against Real Betis. Betis is hopefully starting to find their way, and Sevilla look like a power this season as always. But these matchups are always fun to watch. It's a very underrated derby, and I'll be keeping my eye out on this derby as well. Guys, that was the week of European football through my eyes, and it was a fun week as per usual. Next week episode should be fun as well, as we will discuss the Champions League week that was. Hopefully there isn't too many shakeups in all the big leagues, but let's hope, guys, and let's pray there will be no racist stories coming from Italy this week. We can all hope that doesn't happen. But guys, in the comments below, I want to hear from you. What caught your eye this week in Europe? What do you want to talk about? And also, guys, in the comments below, give me some recommendations. What do you want from a Total Soccer show? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to hear about? Let me know in the comments below. I could really use your feedback. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you checking out this video and this channel. We are trying to grow this channel here. Help me out growing this channel by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel. But guys, until next time, I'm at Parceo Philly, and I will check you out later.